We have breaking news. Ongoing police happening presence in Paris right now, the Champs-Elysees, and CNN international correspondent Melissa Bell is joining us now live. Tell us more about what's happening there, Melissa.
Well, we're just above the Champs-Elysees, Anna, which had been closed off for the last 20 minutes or so, entirely closed off. Pedestrians violently pushed aside by riot police as dozens of police cars have made their way up this normally very busy street at this time of day. I just want to show you what's going on down there. Perhaps you can see further up the Champs-Elysees a vast police presence. There are no one apart from the police on this avenue. That you can see the trucks up there. The armed riot police are also making their way up and down the avenue, ensuring that it is entirely blocked off to anyone who might want to have a closer look. Now, for the time being, very sketchy details about what's actually gone on. It was about 25 minutes ago, half an hour ago, we heard what sounded to us like fireworks. Obviously, it might have been something more serious than that. There are a number of reports coming through about what might actually have gone down there. What we've seen for sure are these dozens of police trucks heading towards the centre, the middle there of the avenue of the Champs-Elysees, towards the Arc de Triomphe. We've also seen in the last few minutes emergency vehicles with doctors, bringing doctors to the scene, leading us to believe that someone may have been injured. No confirmation from police about what's happened, though, although they have put out an official warning to Parisians, urging them to stay away from the Champs-Elysees until this police operation can be brought to an end.
So, Melissa, you tell us you hear what sound like fireworks. We know our French media affiliates are reporting gunshots were fired and perhaps 2 policemen were seriously injured. Again, that's according to French media reports. You're working to get details confirmed. But tell us a little bit more about this area.
This is an avenue, the most famous avenue, one of the most famous in the world, of course, that at this time of night is packed. And until about 20 minutes ago, it was just that. There are hundreds of cars on it at any point in the day or night, and hundreds of people walking up and down. I'm just going to show you again how empty it is. And this clear-up operation, the police have really come in and gotten everyone off this street within a matter of minutes. Perhaps you can see the pavements themselves are completely empty apart from the heavily armed riot police. And on the avenue itself, which is entirely blocked off, all you have are those dozen or so police trucks that came in here full of armed riot police, as I say, about 20 minutes ago. We heard what may have been the gunshots, what we'd assumed were the fireworks, about half an hour ago. So this clear-up operation, this closure of this avenue has really happened incredibly quickly. Of course, France remains on high alert. We are still living in a state of emergency and will be until July as a result of the terrorist attacks that have all too sadly become a regular feature of French life. And this, of course, in a particularly tense moment. We're only a few days away from a general election. We've been warned by authorities that extra police, extra soldiers would be on the streets to ensure that France remains safe during this presidential race. What seems to have happened here within the last half hour, and how, as you say, we're waiting to get confirmation ourselves of those reports on French media that a police officer may have been shot down there tonight. What appears to have happened is that that uneasy truce, the calm of the last few weeks, may have come to an end here in Paris this evening.
Melissa Bell, stand by with us. I want to bring in CNN international anchor Hala Gorani. And as we're continuing to look at these pictures, just want to update our viewers that we are following this breaking news situation happening in Paris right now. A major police presence around the area of the Champs-Elysees. Tell us a little bit about what you know of this area in terms of security presence and past incidents, that type of thing.
Well, this is obviously, if there was one target in Paris, a recognizable name and location. You have the Eiffel Tower, you have the Arc of Triumph, and then you have the big avenue of the Champs-Elysees. It is the major tourist and visitor artery. You obviously have movie theaters, shops, restaurants, all along this avenue. What we're hearing now, according to French reports, is that 2 police officers have been injured in a shooting. Now, we don't know if they were injured as a result of being shot, if someone came at them with a knife, or if, for whatever reason, shots were fired after an attacker tried to assault police officers. We've seen that happen in the Louvre in Paris as well. In Marseille, just a few days ago, police said they foiled what they called a, quote, imminent attack before the presidential election. Tonight is an important night, Anna, because there is a huge 11-person television event featuring all the presidential candidates. Sunday is the presidential election. The front runner is Emmanuel Macron. He's a centrist politician, but very, very close in the polls after him is Marine Le Pen, who's a far-right candidate who has spoken a lot about the terrorist threat. She's anti-immigration. She wants to close the borders. These types of events are frightening Parisians and French people across the country. There were these terrible attacks at the Bataclan and Charlie Hebdo, and then the Nice truck attack not even a year ago. So obviously something like this is going to cause a lot of nervousness and a lot of tension across the country. But we don't know much else, really, Anna. 2 police officers injured. There was a shooting. There's a massive police presence. All these police vans with their lights flashing, and pedestrians and sort of ordinary visitors and tourists have been told to leave the area, and it's now completely sealed off.
You talked about the proximity to the elections that are coming up in just a few days, and some of the different candidates who are part of this election, 11 different candidates. Now, in terms of the lead up to this big presidential election, have we seen there an increase in any kind of confrontations between different groups that are campaigning for their candidate?
Confrontation between the supporters of the candidates, no, but we're seeing obviously these major security and terrorism themes brought up by the candidates because they're important to French people right now. And it's mainly the far-right candidate, Marine Le Pen, who's talking about this terrorist threat because she is linking it to mass immigration. She is linking it to the refugee crisis, and she is hoping to score political points by putting it in that context, if you will. But it is an important time because the incumbent president of France, François Hollande, is not running again. So no matter who wins, whether it's a candidate of his party or another, it will be a complete new leadership in France. And it comes at a time where this populist fever is sweeping Europe with Brexit first, and then we're seeing it with the election of other politicians across the continent. And now it's France's turn. And this is probably the most important political event in Europe this year, because whoever wins this election on May 7th, the first round is this Sunday, will determine the future of France and possibly the future of Europe. So as we continue to see these images and look at this video coming to us from the Champs-Elysees, these incidents, these types of violent acts could have a big political impact. And by having a big political impact, they could impact the country and also the much wider region.
All right, Hala Gourani, thank you so much for that insight, for giving us some good perspective on why this event, regardless of what it is right now, how there could be an impact on the upcoming election as we continue to follow this breaking news. Shots fired in Paris, according to our CNN affiliate there, and a major police presence right now around the well-known Champs-Elysees. We'll have continuing coverage of this breaking news story with Jake Tapper and The Lead, which picks up our coverage from here.
This is CNN Breaking News.